At the halfway mark, Massa is first, Raikkonen is second, he's up from third, Fisichella third, Barrichello fourth. That's a gain of 1 place. Michael Schumacher fifth, Montoya sixth, Heidfeld is in seventh, and Webber is in 8th place. The battle for the lead is hotting up. I'm pretty sure Massa will have to stop in the next few laps. Raikkonen is in with a shout here.
Okay, we're ready for you. Come in at the end of this lap.
Massa must have less fuel than him. All he needs to do is stay with him until he pits. He should be a little quicker without so much fuel in his tank. If he can keep going for a few more laps, he should get past. That's assuming he can get a few more laps out of it, of course.
We can see plenty of activity down in the Ferrari garage now.
Raikkonen is fastest through sector 2. The gap is now 9/10 of a second.
Massa is in the pits. Massa exits his box.
Take it easy while the tyres are blue. More grip. They'll soon heat up and turn green on the indicator. Condition indicator is showing green tyres. They've heated up nicely now. Grip should be good.
Raikkonen is fastest through sector 2. The gap is now out to 24 seconds.
We're at 2/3 race distance. Raikkonen leads. Second is Nico Rosberg. Button is third. Coulthard fourth. Felipe Massa is fifth. He slipped down from fourth.
Massa is rising to the challenge. He knows it's now or never. He's managed to reduce the deficit by another 0.2 of a second.
I can see the McLaren mechanics out in the pit lane.
Raikkonen started to pick up pace now. He's not willing to let this gap get any smaller. The gap is now out to 24 seconds.
Raikkonen takes to the pit lane.
It seems likely Massa will go through. It's going to need to be a very good stop if Raikkonen is to have any chance at all.
Raikkonen completes his stop.
You are currently holding second position.
Raikkonen is through. He sneaks past Massa after his stop.
You're in first place.
There's been an accident into Dunlop curve. One of the Hondas has had a set two with the barrier. It's Button! His race is over today and he's not happy with that.
Careful in sector 1, it's currently under a yellow flag, don't overtake. Home, 5 laps and counting.
We're now 3/4 of the way into this race. Massa is first. He's up from second. Raikkonen is second. He was in the lead earlier. Fisichella third. Fourth, Michael Schumacher. Barrichello fifth. Montoya sixth. Heidfeld is in seventh. And in 8th place, Alonso. It's Fisichella! And with that incident over, he's out of the race. Unlucky. Raikkonen was the other driver involved in that. Luckily, he seems to have got away unscathed. That lap's an improvement for Alonso and his fastest of the day so far. He's just posted a lap time of 1:33.29. Heidfeld isn't getting the same sort of pace out of his car. He's getting around the circuit in the mid-34s.
There are precious few laps left in this race and Raikkonen is shortening the gap. It looks like the race is still on. Massa is under threat. At present, the gap between them is 2 seconds. Massa is fastest through the final sector. The gap now stands at 2.5 seconds.
As we head into the final few laps, Massa is first, Raikkonen is second, Michael Schumacher third, Barrichello fourth, Montoya fifth, sixth is Heidfeld, Alonso seventh.
Massa is responding magnificently here. Once more he's quicker than his opponent. He is really pushing hard. That's added another 0.4 of a second to his lead.
According to our computers, the tyres are accumulating some wear now. Just keep an eye on it.
Raikkonen has started to pick up the pace again now. He's not willing to let this gap get any bigger. The gap is down to 2.1 seconds. Massa is rising to the challenge. He knows it's now or never. He extends his lead by 0.3 seconds. Massa is responding magnificently here. Once more he's quicker than his opponent. The gap has grown to just under 3 seconds now. The pressure seems to have gotten to Raikkonen. Massa will be happy to have put some distance in between him and the car behind. He now looks good for holding this position. There are precious few laps left in this race and Raikkonen is shortening the gap. It looks like the race is still on. Massa is under threat. At present, the gap between them is 2 seconds. Massa in P1 has begun his last lap. Raikkonen second. Massa is fastest through the final sector. The gap is now out to 2.2 seconds. As the race enters the final lap, Raikkonen still has a good chance of showing off his overtaking skills. The heat is still on in this Grand Prix. Raikkonen has started to pick up the pace again now. He's not willing to let this gap get any bigger. He's closed in on his target by another 0.3 seconds. Raikkonen has once again made up some ground. He was clearly quicker in that last sector. The gap has decreased to 0.4 of a second. Massa races past the checkered flag for the maximum 10 points and top spot on the podium. Raikkonen will cross the line second. This really is a magnificent circuit and it always brings us a fascinating race. It's an incredible challenge for any Grand Prix team to get the car balanced around here, and that makes for fantastic action and plenty of surprises. The Japanese appetite for Formula 1 is as strong as ever, with 3 Japanese-owned teams in the running, and so we embark on our final trip over the Pacific Ocean to Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the final round of the 2006 Formula 1 season. We say sayonara and join us in 2 weeks' time when we bring this season to a close. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.